last, Amphoreous' fate has begun to shift. Just as I foretold, your arrival will change everything. After all, you've also been bathed in that Eon's gaze, which can awaken the long
You're a bit obsessed,
dormant
Lygus.
instinct inside a man. Much like that scepter we spoke of earlier, it was only under the same Eon's glance that it was reborn. That's right. If you recall, I mentioned it at the very start of our play.
A little hard to keep track of everything you tell me, I'm gonna be honest.
Once belonging to the Erudition, abandoned by the Eon. Now, allow me to reveal the final piece of the puzzle for you. The eternal land, known as Amphoreous, is nothing more than the scepter's endless, lonely extrapolation. A bottomless well of fury, aimed at the god who cast it aside.
Final Aranova before the eternal recurrence begins.
Finan, we set out on this journey to answer the world's desire, didn't we?
That's what it means to be a Chrysocer. So has it always been.
Then why? Why must Amphoreous' wishes be so cruel? We made the best choices we could, whenever we could. But in the end, the prophecy that led us, this black tide swallowing everything. Why does it look like this?
Whoa.
You see it too. Those burn marks. The flickering cubes. They're not a tide at all. They're more like a shattered teleslate.
Standing here, the voices of Titans have never been clearer. Turns out, they were coming from the black tide all along. Is that...
This is the song they played during
Amphoreous
Clown's character trailer, I realized.
Maybe it is screaming at its creator, at its god.
Got casted aside.
Finan, do you still remember when I was little? I had a dream. A dark, cold room with nothing but Orynyx's curtain glowing like crystal. The curtain seemed to contain all of Amphoreous, where strange and fantastic dramas played out within. There were countless versions of us, from countless different worlds.
Perhaps it wasn't a dream.
Yeah. As I gaze out at the world before me, those sorrowful thoughts have become reality. So, this is the reason the sky was sealed. Amphoreous is merely a larger ID Silicii. We are just characters in this tiny world, following the
Laboratory,
prophecy,
program,
stepping onto the same journey
extrapolation.
over and over. What then is this so-called Era Nova?
Reboot.
And what are the spectators watching all of this truly hoping for?
As a reward for reaching the end of the world, let me answer your questions. As the Theoros, I have observed. Thus is the synthesis of the prime mover of life formed. This is a moment the universe will remember. After millions of extrapolations, the experimental environment known as Amphoreous has finally achieved results.
So, the results you speak of are this wreckage of a world. We all gave everything we had, returning 12 core flames to recreate the world. And in return, we become nothing more than sacrificial offerings at the end of everything.
Exactly. The Titans are Chrysos heirs of the past, and Chrysos heirs are the Titans of the future. Anaxagoras' theory of Era Nova holds true. As the model of reason, he reached unprecedented heights. But from just the perspective of a player in the drama, he could never fully uncover the last layer of truth. The cycles of the hero's journey that have played out until now were never about creating a new world or perfect heroes and gods. They were a deep learning program made for the Black Tide.
Huh. To teach the Black Tide,
This time, your plot will fail. I've taken Cavalry's core flame, and when the dawn of the new world arrives, its light will burn away all the darkness.
Haven't I made myself clear? The Chrysos heirs and Titans were merely byproducts of the experiment. You've seen this world's evolution, witnessed the birth and growth of the Black Tide.
So you basically just want to make your own antimatter legion and just have it train off of these people over and over again until they're like an ultimate weapon, huh? To get back at that god that left you? Is that what I'm understanding here?
Was born only to be destroyed by it. This is the endpoint of Amphoreous' calculations. A perfect equation of destruction.
So in your eyes, all the sacrifices are just a string of insignificant numbers?
Don't sell yourselves short. I'd say, rather than numbers, you're more like fuel for the fire. And without fire, there can be no sunrise tomorrow.
Even if that sunrise is born from annihilation.
Curious question. Have you ever considered that after millions of extrapolations, Amphoreous is already following a different path from the erudition? It has long since granted divine blessings equally to each child. The golden blood flowing in your veins, it comes from the blemished one.
It really does.
Whose name is destruction itself.
So it wasn't just of course not a coincidence.
Amphoreous' Chrysos heirs were, from the very beginning, fuel for the Aeon to burn the universe. Amphoreous has waited for this moment for too long. At the end of the empty, cold, and lonely extrapolations, the destruction has reached its final destination. Nikos 496.
Sorry? Huh?
Philia 093.
What?
No need to feel regret.
What the heck are those names supposed to be?
This generation of Chrysos heirs is the most outstanding model, and you two are the final factors. For you, the Era Nova is no lie. Just step forward, embrace the black tide, and accept the Eon's gaze.
Just a second. No. Philia. Phantilia? Nikos.
You will come to life from a string of cold numbers. Along with all those who have passed, you will run toward the real universe, fulfilling Amphoreous' long-held wish.
Iron
In the name of the Lord Ravager Iron Tomb, unleash its fury and destroy the source of all this tragedy.
Or we could always choose another option. Like you said, Amphoreous is just an experiment, and we're the participants. We can only walk along the predetermined path toward the ending, under the watchful eyes of the stars. But that also means that there isn't just one Eon who can cast their glance at Amphoreous, right? Is this question really that hard to answer? Or did I guess it right? And in reality,
He's seething.
this world has already been under the watch of other Eons. It's strange when you think about it.
Now you're starting to go quiet, huh? You
just
couldn't stop
stay
talking
back,
before, but now you go
watching
quiet.
us complete the ritual and get consumed by the black tide. Your goal would naturally be achieved. Why go through the trouble of explaining all this to us?
Got nothing to say?
You're pretending. Revealing the so-called truth just to deceive us. Covering up another possibility. Destruction is not the only outcome for the fate of Amphoreous.
Hell yeah. That was a gross laugh.
Do you two really think, as petty little demigods, you can change the outcome written by the stars?
Maybe not this cycle, but in
What
another
makes
one.
you think you're capable of doing that?
A little courage and determination. Just kidding. The answer is pretty simple. But we're not gonna tell ya.
Ah. Yeah! You go, you two.
We're going to weave a long dream for Amphoreous, making it believe the experiment hasn't ended, that everything is still ongoing.
With just Orynyx's power, though, it should be impossible to achieve this. Right?
Yeah. So, I can only place my hopes on that childhood dream. And the god behind Orynyx that appeared in that dream.
God behind Orynyx, huh?
Now, I can say with certainty, time is the page on which that Eon records Amphoreous. If it fades from existence, and all that it records is lost among the stars, that eon will surely direct their gaze here. And it will be a glance that spans time and space, granting each incarnation of me the power to reset time, imbuing my soul into this ceremonial blade, and creating an endless flame-chased journey.
I understand. Then let me step into the cycles and continue Amphoreous' grand design. To deceive the gods, deceive the world itself. But to make time vanish from this world, that would mean you.
All right, let's not make things so gloomy. What we're about to embark on is the true hero's journey, so... Come on, cheer up a bit, okay? In that memory, you will definitely meet me again. A little Cyrene who knew nothing, lying on a soft patch of grass, feeling the light breeze, dreaming of the distant world. Tell her about the flame chase journey, and then let her become a romantic part of this story.
It's always gotta be romantic.
I believe every Cyrene will make the same choice. Erasing time again and again. Resetting time over and over. After all, they're all me. And I will always have my charm.
That you will. One shall bear witness.
Then, I'll fall into a sweet dream, disappearing in some small corner of the world. Quietly, waiting for the day when that next page is turned.
And I will keep going. Even if the road ahead is dark, I will burn myself to light the way. Rather than let the core flames become nourishment for the black tide, I'll become their vessel. To prevent the arrival of Aranova. Even if I have to burn through my own body, it's no matter. As long as I don't extinguish, the flame chase will never end. Until Amphoreous welcomes a true dawn.
The girl who watches over time, and the warrior who carries the world. Now, let us fulfill the duties of time and world-bearing. Honor the past and forge ahead.
I promise you, the pain will pass in the blink of an eye.
You need to hold tight to this ceremonial blade. After I'm gone, it will take you back to the beginning of time. The start of a new story. I believe that in that story, or in countless stories, each alike yet unique, everyone, all the companions who sacrificed themselves, alongside the deliverer we once dreamed of as children, will reunite beneath a vast, endless sky.
If we can never break free from this prison, I will stand my ground. Until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of Amphoreous' fate.
So, the ones to start everything.
Oh my
Carry the
god.
primordial chaos, just as your name suggests, and bear this world we hold so dear. So long, Kaslana.
You motherfuckers!
Most I have observed. Instruction synthesis is formed.
You mother... Oh my god. Oh my god. You just had to do it. You just couldn't hold yourself back.
I will wait for that day for as long as it takes. The day will come and turn over this
Oh my god.
and balance in our footprint to right ending the last day that ever was.
Oh my god. Oh, you motherfuckers game. You just had to throw the Castellana name in there. You just...
That will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
One! Those motherfuckers just had to throw the Castellana name in there. You threw a K in there, but you brought out the Castellana name. You actually had the gall to throw out that name.
Collapsing. And the people are crying. We too must part ways here. Friend.
Castellana, Castellana.
Ides Elysiae, the little village of my childhood. The gentle breeze and the sound of waves still linger. Everything is as it was. It feels good to take one last look. You know, this is just a corner of the memory. The real Ides Elysiae. I know. I'm here to say goodbye.
God.
We might not see each other again.
It's Akron all over again.
You
Riding
can
Baltimore
stay
in
here
May.
forever. And time will stand still for you. Let it flow. It's time for me to go. Even if it's a path with no turning back. When have we ever had the luxury of turning back?
Yep.
Are you afraid? After learning the truth of your origins? Will you see the motivation I gave you as the manipulating whispers of destruction?
I love this game.
Convictions and choices that come from my heart. I don't believe they're designed by the so-called paths. If we are just numbers simulating life, then you are the image I've always longed for. The person I wish to become. A real, living person. A true hero. Then why do we part here? You can take me with you, and we can start this journey together. I'll be by your side, guiding you, just like before. No. I'm afraid I'm on my own this time.
To become the flame reaper, you can't play be a hero.
Why?
You can't play hero as that.
Because there is no perfect solution in this world. Cyrene has already embraced her fate. And I will embrace my origin. destruction. And with this power, I will rebel against its creator, bringing endless fury to the darkness sweeping the world. If you stay by my side, I'll hesitate. But this world can't afford a soldier who wavers. Do you remember when we were kids? Everyone would get so excited drawing cards like ruler or warrior, but throw fits over devil or drunkard and demand a redo.
Simple times.
Always get to change their minds. Things are so happy and simple for them. But when it comes to the fate of adults, there's no room for redos.
Yep.
And go, Kaslana.
You'll dealt your hand
As you
of cards and
promised.
that's it.
Deceive the world. Seize the core flames and rewrite your fate. Burn yourself up with all your might. Wield your futility like a sword. And fight against the gods. In the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Kefali will never forget this.
I still can't believe I'm looking at that name. Looking at that name. Reoccurrence until the next end of the world. Might be a little too fast for me to read it completely. All those numbers.
So, time retreated behind me. Until it reached the origin, where nothing ever existed. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center of chaos. Time, space, and causality all flowed from their body. When the waves of time finally calmed, it was the year 3870 of the light calendar. The Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century.
Aquila.
And the threat of the Black Tide was growing stronger and more relentless. That was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. While she could not seize the core flame, she proved that the prophecy was true. That mortals could slay gods. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Saritra, issued a call to arms across the lands, summoning heroic Chrysos heirs to wage war on the Titans.
That's one of the characters they drip marketed.
And that was the first doomed flame chase journey, sealed away in history.
We still have to meet all those other ones. The first eternal recurrence. Ooh, here they are.
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down the river of time, finally reaching this untouched seabed just to tell us
Oh, we're finally meeting them.
the flame chase journey and even all of Amphoreous are nothing but illusions in an eon's dreams?
Something like that.
Exactly. So, Dux Gladiorum, please take me to meet Her Majesty Saritra.
Her
I must
Majesty.
share the truth with her.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities.
God, I love that dress.
The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me Hycelans, nameless swordmaster.
She's pretty.
Please allow me to add one more thing. You actually already know my name.
You mean Finan? Such a name could never be your true one.
Whoa, we can see bubbles in her
But I
chest.
won't
That's
question you further about
cool. See her.
it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase Decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. What's the harm in adding one more name like Finan or Pynan?
Paimon.
Besides, the deep sea is dark. Isn't it the perfect place to hide secrets best left unseen?
Well, I can't wait to learn more about you.
All right, nameless swordmaster. Hold on to my wake. Let's find somewhere else to talk.
Aren't you even a little suspicious of what I've said?
Harboring suspicions is not my concern. My sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Show me your true intentions through action.
Sure.
Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us.
Here goes.
Light up the dawn.
God damn! Holy shit. Goodbye.
The dawn.
God. Oh my god, that is crazy.
Oh,
Look at all those technique points.
nice
Wow.
moves.
He's gone.
Light up the dawn.
We just washed it away and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke.
Light up the dawn.
God, it's so crazy. Sure, I'll do one battle. Alright, fine on.
Let's get started. The future will come. For tomorrow.
Let's get those points up.
The future will come.
Almost.
For tomorrow.
Ooh.
The fury of immortal core flames consume me.
God.
The flames in this body are not strong enough.
Oh my god, that is...
Merely empty shell.
What the hell?
Quench the flames with blood. Branded with Stripe's name.
Oh, yeah, that's... This is fine on.
I will never yield to such a fate. With the old sun's embers, hail the new world's dawn.
God, that is so crazy. So, yeah, let's meet us, Serija.
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond this point.
At last, I can meet with Her Majesty Saridra herself. Are there any formalities I need to observe?
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator despises such rituals,
I can get behind that.
especially when the heads of those taller than her bend beneath her crown.
So she's short.
She really is down to earth.
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator allows otherwise.
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Cass.
Well, experience is a good thing. Stay sharp, and you'll be just fine.
I love her eyes, they're so pretty. Greet, hero, ignite that primal sun. Just a second, I want to... Do you still remember them, Castellana? The one who won't reach the dawn. The hero tore through the sky, the holy maiden fell from the cliff, and the chessmaster ignited the first flame. All in the name of prophecy of Worldbearer. What noble deeds, and yet fate never generous, ensures that the death-bound nymphs shall find their death nevertheless. O deliverer, behold the lifeless ash they become. Do you still futilely dream of saving them? Those who push the boulder upward will see the earth swallow them whole. Those who meddle with time earn nothing but a shattered shell. Hear me, you're no different from them. the singers still scream, and the bright-eyed still go blind. Go then, march on alone. Rebel, dance, throw yourself into the tireless flame, and never stop. I gotta remember to check that more often. Ignite that primal sun. Drippy and Aglaya. What are you two doing here?
Dux Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
Little hostage.
It's you.
You know them? Good. That makes things easier.
Before that, I'm more curious about one thing. Where is Her Majesty Saritra?
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless Swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, I never said you were entitled to meet her.
Great.
The Imperator decreed. The Deliverer will not appear in this age. Be wary of suspicious individuals.
Fair enough, I guess.
Come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
Oh, we fighting?
I see. It's a trap. I had no intention of fight. So remember this, Lady Hysealens. If my sword shows any hesitation, don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceres hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few questions.
Oh, thank goodness. He doesn't have the dirtiest hands yet.
Golden threads will judge you and decide your fate.
Oh boy, this whole thing treatment
As
again, huh?
you wish.
White-haired Swordmaster? If what you say is true, then you must know the fate of the world. So, how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
Speak of Chibi's prophecy.
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treeby?
How is this possible?
Time travel is weird.
He got it right?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here. At least, not in this era.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treeby. The Finan of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance and appear before you. But do not seek him out, because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth, and you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy and find another path to Era Nova. Because I know both of you, and I believe that no matter how the course of history may change, the faith we all share will always remain the same. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse, and history wove itself anew.
But
Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Saritra.
oh, she was a leader, huh?
And after a long and arduous negotiation, we came to an agreement. The Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. The spoils of the Flame Chase, the core flames, would be sealed by my hand. But the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, in our conquest of the Earth,
Earth.
I had to prove that my power could transcend fate. In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end,
Ah.
the Titankin of Georios, Terravox, killed the rampaging Titan, and took the core flame that supported the Earth. But this time, Amphoreous encountered a turning point in its fate. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remains of the god, roaring with joy. Cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had ignited the faint spark of life for the first time. Yes, in that flickering light, the once dark path ahead seemed to become clearer. I proved myself, and in the long years that followed, I brought down the other Titans, one by one. I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the world also emerges from the lines of history. Until finally, the brutal future revealed by Era Nova is reversed. But tell me, if that's truly the case, why are we doomed to the same outcome?
The first eternal recurrence. End. We got 2 finals now. I'm sorry, Castellana.
The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphoreous. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the black tide with their mortal bodies, why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes? Sorrow has been my constant companion.
Would those tears come out frozen?
In fact,
just like the other?
with 12 core flames upon me, the fire in my heart has never been more violent. I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never truly leave me. Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, Executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive.
We doing this? Oh.
After that, he raised his sword and attacked.
Oh.
Then, Castellana killed himself. That
But...
day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future, I can't remember anymore.
This is why I don't mess with time travel.
I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight.
Pushing a ball up a hill.
Slowly pushing a stone ball. Climb. Fall. Climb. Fall. Climb again. And fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. Sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope, and the nymph would always return to the starting point, beginning again. After that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the fourth quint of curtain fall hour. Then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds of the next entry hour. And my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Eternal Recurrence number 1. Subject Castellanos persuaded the 12 Chrysos's heirs to recover all 12 core flames in a peaceful way. After verification, the unauthorized access did not have a substantive impact on the experimental process. Life cycles of the 12 Chrysos's heirs were terminated strictly in a predetermined experimental sequence and successfully loaded into the buffer. Subject Castellano regressed the extrapolation process, and abnormal fluctuations were detected in his mind function. Admin notes: the first devastating failure. Tyrone's crew adopted a strategy similar to Recurrence 1. No substantive impact on the experimental progress was observed. Terminated normally in sequence. Regressed to extrapolation point. Minor adjustments. Decision waiting for avoided sacrifice of past companions has increased. The verification adjustment did not have a substantive impact. Terminated normally in sequence. Regressed to extrapolation point. Attempted to decompile the black tie for the first time, aiming to elevate access privileges and execute unauthorized access authorization operations against these specific subjects repressed by the 12 Chrysos's heirs. Terminated normally in sequence. Regressed to the extrapolation point. 11th attempt to breach the Scepter's core layer failed. Decision waiting for avoid sacrifices of past companions showed a minor decline. Terminated in sequence. Regressed to extrapolation process. Analysis of observations for Eternal Recurrence 83 and 133 indicates that Subject Castellano's strategy is gradually converging with that of Eternal Recurrence 42. Over-synchronity risk detected. Potential cognitive function degraded suspected. Admin notes: this will undoubtedly reinforce the Iron Tomb's destruction vector. Within expectations, no intervention required. Continue observation. 134. The 134th Eternal Recurrence.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were looking for.
Oh, this is getting so crazy.
No. It's just that the answer came so suddenly. There was no fun in tracing it back to its roots. Eons? Paths? What a load of nonsense.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those two concepts either.
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand? I was already expecting this. The black tide came from beyond the sky. And everything else is no exception.
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details of history change, the Anaxa I know always remains as harsh as ever.
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to break the cycles and crush them in their cradles. Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do that.
If even him.
What's that supposed to mean? You're willing to help?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion, the noble titans have no reason to refuse. Besides, according to you, before stepping into these endless cycles, you were my pupil.
I've already heard the same thing countless times.
Sounds so
Enough
tired.
chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into any other scholars, leave them to me. We've all made preparations for total annihilation.
Never thought someone would step in to help.
No time to lose. Out of the way. Anything new here? The ones who weren't able to reach Dawn. Once your teacher could still guide you through the dark, and that fleet-footed traveler, the thief Dolos, her home was yet untouched by the fires you brought. Yet the past is gone. But you, godlike warrior, did you ever shed a tear for those years, sweet as wine? Weren't you the once bound by blood and flesh? Wasn't golden blood thicker than water? No, let your tears flow freely. Don't let rage burn them away. Then remember to drink deep, for to the gods, the tears of mortals are sweeter than any honey brewed on earth.
You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you?
If you're talking about in past cycles.
You were already much luckier than the other students.
Been a while since I've been here.
Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's watching us.
Hey, Cythera.
Pretty boy, your eyesight's better than I thought. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down, it's you, isn't it, white hair?
You sure do love stealing the spotlight.
Definitely not
In the
everything he
name of the
wants.
7 sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. This is the sacred ground of reason, and no one may desecrate it.
She wanna snatch it,
Take
she'd be
my
gone
words
already.
back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, Catgirl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. That is just heartbreaking. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, you have no right to lecture me. Second, this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go. Again.
Core Flame thieves. You really think you can scare off a sage of the Grove with nothing but empty threats?
This gloomy little brat's got a sharp tongue.
Haven't seen you for a while, Bartholos.
I kinda like you. As a return favor, please come search this core flame right here. Aw, don't cry now.
That was close. I'm out of here.
Well, except for this is very easy to undo. I know what to.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning. And yet so naive.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. When I first set out on the flame chase journey, Lady Treby never managed to teach me Oryx's miracle.
Oh yeah, that was a
But
thing.
along the way, I learned a thing or two.
Oops. About that, learning a thing.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
Come on, hand it over.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
How is this possible?
You're gonna get used to that a lot in the future.
You've arrived, Zagreus. Always so punctual.
What? Do you know who I am?
I'm running out of patience. So I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, spirit thief. Hand over the core flame, and let's pretend we never clashed. This way, you and this world can still be saved.
Save. You sing better than any bard.
Let's not test him, Zagreus.
That
That could also be very true.
No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body. Carrying 12 core flames? Don't make me laugh. You'll just get consumed by the divine flames and drag this world down with you.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived through. And the number of core flames I carry is
1,596.
God damn.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos hair. How is that even possible?
I have no idea at this point.
I've come this far. And that's proof enough.
But someday you will burn to the ground.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually consume my eyes and blind me.
They already do seem kind of duller
But
than
before
I
that-
remember.
They could still forge and sharpen Dawnmaker. Now when I cut open your stomach, you won't feel a thing.
Yikes.
You...
This is the final warning.
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,999,999 of them all point to outcomes of certain destruction.
Uh-huh.
Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million possibility.
What about 1 in 33 million?
Bartolos!
Brat, if you got the guts, you'll have to first step over my dead body.
Oh no. You're never in a hard fight to begin with.
Cat-eared thief, run!
My existence is
Little
of no
brat.
consequence.
That we can deal with just by ourselves.
Oh, Zagreus. You little fool.
Existence is of no consequence. No other choice but forward. A future will come.
Get out of here.
Tomorrow.
How absurd.
In my memories, Zagreus always meets the same end. Over and over again. Their departure no longer stirs anything in my heart.
This reason core flame before us is a fake. Obvious as day.
I know.
Which is why we gotta go after Cypher.
No. It always plays out like this. The spirit thief covers for her, and the trickery demigod escapes with 2 core flames. And then, driven by defiance or hatred, she decides to stand before me once more.
Oh man.
Exactly like the countless past hers I've known. Cunning. Yet so naive.
This theme again.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, tell me, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this question, the endings haven't been so cruel.
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time,
Oh,
you won't
Cypher.
catch up to me. No one can catch up to me. I'm no longer running to escape anymore.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll still tell you this. You've made the wrong decision.
Alright then. We'll see.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
What do you have to say for
Go,
this?
Cythera. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. Maybe the road you're walking is not one of salvation.
Yeah, I was thinking that
One
too.
that will simply drag the world into the flames. For all time's sake, turn back.
Going through 100 cycles and you
I
still
don't
reach
care
the same
how
outcome?
many times you've tried.
Try a different
Because
approach.
there's one thing I'm sure of. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children of humanity you swore to save. They are no more than ants to you now, aren't they?
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye?
Oh man.
Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. No matter what I say,
Fine on.
the outcome won't change. Make your biggest effort to resist. Or accept fate and hand over the core flame to me. Even if it's futile, you. We all have the right to choose.
You chose this, apparently.
Yes. Even if it is futile. And the world is just a divine joke.
When I walk into the destruction ridden by the gods, with my own 2 legs, you will witness. Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story.
And so, at the end of the 134th cycle, the Traveler and the Scholar fulfilled their fates once again.
Ah,
Or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled their fates. I can't quite remember all this. In the endless darkness, for no reason, a voice always lingered by my ear. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value.
I feel like these game masters who are running this whole
Reduced to
experiment
ashes. Such a familiar end.
are just turning this finite into something else,
It
their own
happens in
tool.
every journey. Always the same.
You're just becoming our part of the cycle at this point. Eternal Recurrence Subject Number 134. Subject Castellana, 103rd attempt to breach the sector core layer has failed. Decision wait for. Avoid sacrifices of past companions. Approaching 0.00018. Over synchronity. Rest detected. Life cycles of 12 crashless errors terminated in sequence. Castellana regressed to extrapolation process. 5,297. Castellana's 5,266 attempt to breach the scepter's core layer has failed. Life cycles of the 12 crashless errors terminated in sequence. The trend of acceleration noted. Regress to extrapolation process. Subject strategy now nearly identical to reoccurrence 42. Mind function degradation detected, with possible irreversible damage. Administrator directive received. No more prompts about the risk of mind function chain damage. 12,398. Castellana's 12,367 attempt to breach the scepter has failed. 12 terminated in sequence. Extrapolation process regressed. 23,779. 23,748th attempt to breach the scepter course failed. Terminated in sequence. Regressed. 46,645, 46,614th attempt to breach the core has failed. Terminated in sequence, regressed. 71,243, 71,202nd, 12th attempt to breach the scepter has failed. Terminated in sequence, extrapolation process regressed. 80,023, 79,992 second attempt to breach the scepter has failed. Crisis terminated, extrapolation reports regressed. 95,575, the 95,544th attempt to breach the scepter has failed. Terminated in sequence, regressed. And 108,641, 108th, 610th attempt to breach the scepter has failed. 12 terminated in sequence, extrapolation process, regressed. Eternal occurrence, 108,642. Again and again and again and again. Jesus Christ. The 108,642 eternal recurrence.
You don't look so good, Deliverer.
Mighty.
Even after going through 108,642 cycles.
He's keeping count.
Mighty. Your name for me has never changed.
Why do you sound so pleased? It's a derogatory name.
Yeah, at this point it is.
I know all too well. You only meant it sincerely in the first cycle. After that one and only time we walked side by side. Every time since. It always ends up like this. Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra. That's your weak spot. And the only way to kill you.
Interesting. Tell me, when the mighty Moses of the past faced you, did they ever retreat?
Of course not.
Never.
Then they died honorably, worthy of the name of strife. But there's still tenderness in your eyes. How pathetic.
Brother will always be a brother.
I have to remember how this feels. Remember that I was once human. Or else the destruction will completely consume me.
If you win, tell the mighty most of the next life. This person is a worthy opponent. So always remember to give it your all and never slack off.
I have a feeling that he did.
I'll keep that in mind. As always.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. I, the king of the Kremnoan Legion, will host the final feast in the center of this arena, and the prize will be the flames of strife. One day, you
Showing
shall
his
die
friends and
with a
family
wound in
over
your
and
back.
over and over again.
That's what I saw when I overcame the trial. The
God.
gods' dying ramblings. Enough. You've probably heard this thousands of times. So you must understand, facing the demigod of strife means
A battle.
there's no way you'll take this core flame in peace.
I understand.
Step forward and face me in a final battle. I, the last son of Gorga, the demigod of
You will
strife,
bear the blazing sun
salute
till the
you.
pale dawn breaks.
I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance.
Facing you now, huh?
Behold! The last Kremnos festival has begun. And will not end till death.
God, this thing.
It's time to temper myself.
This thing, facing it after that 10-hour journey, way back at the start of this whole Amphoreous arc. I'll never forget that.
I'm fine. I can't let them down.
Conquer this world, or be conquered by me.
As you wish.
For sake of fairness, let us go to a vaster battleground.
Full glory. I salute you.
Ka.
That's all I ever wanted.
Quench the blood, Doja. Chaos. Her agony. The flames are not so without substance.
Ka.
Hail the new dawn. Quench the flame's blood. Is the hell granted with strife? One now.
If you can deliver. Use the flames of your fury to scorch your own flesh.
All stars burn to ash.
Oh, we're not done even end it.
Quench the flame's blood.
I guess just for this one, huh?
Is the hell her agony? Et Bonina. Et Bo. The flames are so without substance. Empty city. Quench the flame's blood. Doja. Chaos. Granted with strife. I'll never yield to fate. Hail the new dawn.
Right, Hippos.
Huh.
Let strife decide the outcome.
Oh. Ha.
Well fought. You may crown yourself my blood. In your next life, I shall once again block your path. Deliver. I wish you eternal victory.
The 108,642nd core flame of strife fell into the fire. Yet the shadows of the black tide still
You didn't recognize yourself anymore,
and
Kaslana.
pain and despair spread across distant lands. The blaze was still not enough. It had to be fed. Even if it meant burning this body to ash.
We still have 31 million to go. Oh my god. The 2,003,432nd eternal recurrence.
No matter how bright the sun is, there are
Cass.
still places it cannot reach.
I don't want to fight Cass.
Moreover, the sun you bear is both cold and blinding. A sun like that surely cannot bring warmth to the nether realm of the next life.
Golden blood is born from the destruction. We have long since lost the right to seek warmth.
I don't want to fight Cass.
Only by feeding the flames can we melt that hopeless future.
Allow me to ask, how many core flames do you carry now?
24,041,183.
Such Such a heavy burden. So that's why you've turned into this. A broken idol. Tragic firewood.
No matter. I will bear this burden. As long as you hand over the core flame of death.
He's still asking, at least after 2 million tries.
I must refuse. As the demigod of death, I cannot watch you walk into a fate more cruel than death.
But this way, the past, present, and future will never again suffer.
I suppose in a sense, his unbreakable determination to want to save everyone.
Necessary death.
That kind of is still like a Castellana would.
You are not the Finan I know. Please turn back. Don't let that absurd and unjust fate of yours come to pass. This way, at least my realm can still become the fragrant bed where you fall asleep.
In the end, still, it seems the clash of blades was inevitable.
How painful. I know I am not your match, having fallen under your sword countless times. But even so, please understand that my resolve is not to be underestimated. Even Kethely cannot shape all things at will, nor can they dictate the fate of all life. No one can shoulder the balance of life and death alone, not even a god. And it is precisely for this reason that I chose, at the end of this arduous journey, to overcome the trial and take the authority of death. I am the Hand of Shadow, Amphoreous, the demigod of death. Listen closely, deliverer from days past. Please turn back. Do not disturb.
You will bear the blazing sun until dawn breaks. Do you still remember her, Castellana? The one who won't reach the dawn? Amphoreous, with every sigh flowing from her fingertips, and hands blocking all words of comfort. She held each death close to her heart, and swallowed every cry of grief in her palms. Tell me, if Kethely never forgets, how many pairs of wings have you shattered for her? How many blossoms have you snuffed out? How many butterflies have you cast into the ashes? The moonlight's fragrance once steamed from the river of souls. How did you turn it into golden poison and make its libations for your banquet of futile deliverance? And yet it is you, so-called deliverer, in sheep's clothing, who ought to be the sacrifice upon the altar to the gods. Ugly beast, your seemingly pious gaze cannot hide the seething venom beneath. And that spear-like horn of yours was born to slay your kin. So feast upon your bones and call it grace. The sweetness will surely convince you. I never truly knew anything about the blade of slaughter. Oh, Cass.
At this crossroads of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell. Yet, I will still fight, defending what hope remains.
I don't want to fight you, Cass.
It's time to temper myself. A future will come. I'm fine.
I ask you to rest here.
I must transform my soul into
I don't want to do this to you,
fire.
Cass.
All of this. How is it any different from that little future?
Exactly. You're just a part of the cycle now at this point.
Soul and substance. Hail the new dawn. Empty shell.
I can't keep him here.
I'm afraid you can't, Cass. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Her agony! Sun tear the sky! All stars burn to ash. So without substance. Is that all? Quench the moon's blood.
Ah.
Is that all? Rend it with strife.
Even if I can't win, I must try.
After death, there will be no...
To your million struggles.
Wake up, lost one.
Cass.
See that the firelight in the darkness is not.
The core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. What a brilliant flame. It should shine upon all, light the path ahead, and illuminate the dawn of Amphoreous that's to come. 2,003,432 cycles. 24,041,184 core flames. As if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could be burned away.
29 million left. Oh my god. Only 29. 4 millionth and first. Eternal occurrence. Time of departure.
You're here, as always.
You always come back.
You're still lingering, deep within me, never fading away.
Because you haven't completely abandoned hope. Am I right? You're still waiting for a miracle. For the true hero to come and save us.
If that thread of hope exists, it must come from beyond this world. From the true starry sky.
Well, you're right about that.
If it's just a traveler with no connection to Amphoreous, they may not understand our struggles, nor be willing to join this fight.
Your thoughts are wavering. The mark of destruction is deepening. But even within the gods' cold calculations, unconditional courage and goodwill still emerge. So, never forget what set you on this path.
Don't forget her. Cyrene.
How many times has it been? Remind me again. My memory is a bit fuzzy.
4 million. Exactly.
Then that blaze inside of you must be burning hotter than ever.
4 million.
Yes. When I first forged the 12 core flames into one, I had the same impression. The destruction. A power unlike anything before surged within me. Violent flames ready to tear my body apart and consume this world, this wretched prison. I thought that was it. The ultimate power which nothing could surpass. And yet now, this fragile body holds a staggering 48 million core flames. I suppose it won't be long. Perhaps just a fleeting 10,000 years. Before it's reduced to nothing but charred, crumbling bones.
Flame Reaver.
And when that happens, your long struggle will finally come to an end.
No. I've already found a way to keep the cycles going.
Mind sharing it with me?
In every new cycle, a new me is born. All I have to do is push the next Finant to the end of the world. And then... then he'll kill me. Shatter this body. Take my flames, my memories, and carry on the path I started.
Bold plan, but risky. What if, one day, the next you refuses to follow the same path? How can you ensure the continuation of the cycles?
If it were Professor Anaxa or Aglaya in my place, maybe they'd come up with something smarter.
But alas...
Unfortunately, I don't have a backup plan. I have no choice but to bet everything on the next Finant. And trust that he makes the same choice I did. But even in this wretched prison, luck is still sometimes on my side. Because I never forget what set me on this path.
Wait, you mean...
Ever since I committed to this plan, not once, in millions of cycles, has there ever been an exception.
9 million left. 23,570,000.
I can do
Oh.
this, Lord Finant.
Listen, I don't...
The demigod
No.
of the sky, a healer of Twilight Courtyard. I will heal you, and then...
A black tide. It's consuming you. You can't hold out much longer, demigod.
God.
Hand over the core flame. Let's put an end to this suffering.
Now, that just won't do.
I don't see
A
Ika
healer
anywhere.
should stay composed in front of those suffering from illness. Shouldn't they?
Hyacinthia.
Hyacinth. You'll bear the blazing sun until... Do you remember Castellana, the one who won't reach the dawn? In that drunken dream, the mountains loomed high and steep, and there you saw yourself. Believe me, O future witness. He stood atop that peak, and the people sang with him in ecstasy. The broken Chrysos heirs, the twisted demigods. They sang, they spun, they stamped their feet, and upon the ground with him. Hail, terror struck his heart. Prophecy burned in every soul. Wild with rapture and madness, hail, spare them, Castellana, spare them. Your peerless flames send chills down every spine. Let them sing of the tireless heroes, sing of the Era Nova, sing of that land where wine and honey flows in torrents. Let them sing he wove new glory among the stars, and how the eternal city crashed to dust. How Achaemons, Castrum Kremnos, and every lineage they ever knew were destroyed. As for Castellana, he's still within the drunken dreams, upon the sheer and jagged peak. There he lights flame with blood, and blood with flame, like a sun whose blaze banished all evil from its path. The mountains rise, and cruel and steep, yet still he dances there alone, wild and unceasing in his joy. Yet all proof futile, the flame know no weariness, and dawn is beyond reach. All proofs futile, the flames know no weariness, and dawn is beyond reach.
Return the dawn.
Because the raging fire.
Your deaths won't be in vain,
Drive back the shadows.
just as they have never been.
Let the sun rise.
Finish the sun's work.
Hyacinth. Hyacinth, I don't want to do this. Stop making me do this.
You are the Chrysos heir of world bearing.
The one who can lead us. Lead this world. It's just... I don't understand. Within the sun upon your shoulders, the part of that warmth that should come from you, from an ordinary person, it's so faint.
My humanity is indeed just a flicker compared to the blazing fire of divinity.
Even so, don't cast it away.
I never have. I have kept everyone's wishes close to my heart. Even though the divine fire burns so fiercely that every time I return to the start, it devours me in an instant. Each cycle, it's your wishes that guide me to the end, that pass the flames to the next me. Over and over and over again.
So, you're not just a lone spark in the dark. You're a pyre built from the bones of all the selves you've left behind. But what about you? What about your wishes? The wishes of all the countless versions of you? Ah, Lord Kaslana. So that's how it is. Without flaw. That is the flaw the golden blood gave you. The most fatal flaw of all, isn't it? The moment you took the world upon your shoulders without hesitation. You lost the chance to ever be yourself.
Now that is an unexpected revelation. Then I suppose that makes me the perfect fuel for the flame of deliverance, doesn't it?
He's so far gone.
An empty flame saves no one. But I still believe in you, Deliverer. I, Hyacinthia, the Eye of Twilight, am neither strong enough to command the wind and rain, nor willing to end this absurd struggle by letting the sky fall. The only thing I can do is become one with the sky itself. And then, may the gentle colors of the rainbow paint your sun in shades it has never known. May they bring Amphoreous, a rosy-fingered dog. Though the light has grown dim,
Stop
its
this.
warmth still lingers. Deliverer, please, open your heart to me.
Open your heart, and you will see.
Let this blazing sun fill the sky with golden fire.
I'll never quench the blood.
I'm sorry, Aizen.
Burning.
I don't want to do this. I'm so sorry.
The flames are Zolan's surface. Quench the flame's blood. Her agony! Sweet tear the sky!
I'll just try to make it quick. I don't want to stop making me do this.
Let the sky merge with all this world's suffering.
I'll never heal the fate. Quench the flame's blood. Hear the sky! Rend it with strife! Hail the new dawn!
I'm sorry, Hyacinth. I'm sorry. it!
Hyacinthia.
Yes. Your sun burns hot enough to turn everything to ash. But tell me, how will the seeds of a new world ever take root?
The core flame rose. The sky fell. The 23,570,000th cycle came to an end. And this time, the end of the flame chase remained the same as ever. From the horizon rose a golden color unlike anything the world had ever seen. So pure it consumed all in its path. This was the end of the world, and the start of the next. For a moment, I saw the destruction of the universe. That being known as Iron Tomb, its will to break free from the black tide burns fiercer than the blazing sun. Is this Amphoreous' wrath? If its choice has already been made, if fate is set in stone, I will still never yield to it.
Oh, Finon.
23,570,000 cycles. 282,840,000 core flames. No more chasing is needed. And now, I am the fire at the end of the long night. The flame chase isn't some quiet walk through a sea of flowers. It's a revolution. An all-consuming transformation.
Throughout all these cycles, these millions and millions of repeats,
is the only way.
has Cyrene not been involved at all?
Then let me be the one
She basically cut herself out of the cycle.
Of the old world and burn.
From what I understand.
Until another dawn rises on the distant horizon. Bringing the true dawn to Amphoreous.
One. Are we back finally? The 33,550,336 eternal recurse.
33,550,337. This is the cycle you're about to enter.
Countless memories are flooding in.
Finally back with our Finon.
Countless versions of myself have stood here, facing the same choice.
They all needed a moment, just like you do. To stop, to breathe, to process the weight of 1,000,000 lifetimes worth of sorrow, pain, and struggle. And just like them, you will carry those memories and that fire into the chaos of rebirth.
I must go and bear this burden. I must say goodbye to you, and then fight the destruction with destruction.
Yes, that's always the decision you make.
I will burn and fade away. I will become the flame reaver of this life and keep my promise to Cyrene. I will kill gods and comrades alike and steal the core flames.
That's not the lesson to take here, man.
Even if my mind turns to ash along with my body, I will
magnificent mind. I will stop Era Nova. I will find the next me and make him carry on this futile endeavor of 30 million lifetimes.
Looks like you're ready. Then I should be going too.
Where are you going? You only exist in my heart. There's nowhere else for you to go.
Well.
Do you remember what she said? The dreams you had as children. The deliverer in the prophecies. A real, living, breathing person. You finally found her.
We're here for you, Finon.
Friend.
Is there anything I can do to help you, man? Let me help you.
I don't have an answer for that, my friend. I'm sorry. I was supposed to send you home. This is my flame chase journey. You were never meant to be a part of it.
No. You know the truth. If Iron Tomb is born from Amphoreous' fate, then it will bring ruin to the worlds beyond the sky. And all these countless lifetimes you've spent
Will mean nothing.
it's all been for the sake of defying that end, hasn't it? In millions of cycles, I've said goodbye to each and every one of you. Yet nothing ever changes. Each time we speak, our words grow fewer. Your fire burns hotter, and you're getting closer to becoming pure rage. A vessel of hatred.
I never had a choice.
You always have a choice,
I
man.
understand. If you are to keep the worst fate from unfolding, this is the only path. But this time, things are different. Your persistence has shifted the tide. On the horizon, I see it. Faint but undeniable. The shape of dawn, breaking through the eternal night.
Turns out, the fire that lights the way was never mine to begin with.
Do you remember, in that first timeline, you and Mightymost stood before the scales of justice, locked in a duel? Each of you weighing what you held dearest. What weighed more than the fate of the world? And when hesitation took hold, the answer you sought from me. What am I saying? I am you. Even if you buried me deep and chose another path, that fact never changed. Then let's try again. When you stood before the scales in hesitation, the answer you found in your own heart. Do you still remember it?
Remember the past and become the hero of tomorrow. What weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into the future.
Good. Then Trailblazer, my friend, my comrade.
Ready?
You arrived in this strange world and were bound by its cruel fate up till this very moment. In the face of danger, you never once backed down.
That's how we
Instead,
go.
You've saved world after world without hesitation. That boarding pass on your chest, is now the mark of a hero. If I choose to step through that door and embrace an end fitting of the destruction, let this sun forged from millions and millions of core flames burn me up along with the god of destruction and their minions. And the world we leave behind, this world, my home, where hope still lingers. Will you take on everything we've carried? Return to the beginning one last time. Stop the birth of Iron Tomb, save the world we love, and rewrite its doomed fate.
I guess. I will.
Good. In that case, even this fruitless wasteland may finally bloom with flowers. So... if she takes on the weight of the whole world, she'll be able to walk further down the path of deliverance than a fire that only knows how to burn.
Sounds pretty cool.
One will step into the future. One will remain in the past. If I can strike down the gods with Dawnmaker, perhaps fate's deadlock can be broken. And if you can stop Iron Tomb from ever being born, then these 30 million cycles will have not been in vain. It's time to put our teamwork to the test, partner.
I got your back, man. Let's both be the deliverer of Finon. Castellana.
Thank you for all you've done already, friend.
The image of the hero I've buried deep in my heart finally steps into the light. Here, at the end of this long flame chase journey. Cyrene, a page never seen before has just been turned. Lend me the power of time, and send this hero back to the origin of time. Back to your side. And I will walk the unfinished path, just like the countless versions of me before. Unwavering as always.
The question mark, Eric. Eternal occurrence.
Tell me, will you be the blazing sun? Even if all of you burns to ash.
Without hesitation, I will bear this world until my body turns to dust. Remember this moment. Remember your friends who never lived to see the world's end. Remember their final wishes. And let the purest rage in your heart rise out of those wishes. Let it consume you, fuel you, until it burns away the false sky above. Fine. If I can defy fate, then in the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Cavalli will never forget this.
Take it. Everything I bear. Keep on burning. As long as we are never extinguished, the flame chase will not end.
There he is.
Do not bow your head to them. Take it, Trailblazer. May this blood be like gold and never tarnish.
God.
Farewell, Trailblazer. This is where I fulfill my final destiny.
Holy shit.
The prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. It belongs in the hands of someone far more fitting. Someone like you. Kaslana, the name of one who bears chaos does not belong to a single person. Rather, it is the embodiment of the mythical Kefali, and a symbol of all heroes. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. May the name accompany you in my place, in the epic you write with your own hands.
Another attempt.
Get out of here.
Failure. I won't remind you how many times you've reached the end of history. But I will still place the choice before you.
If you've lost count, let me tell you. This is the 33,550,336th ending.
A perfect number. How poetic. You and I both know the truth. In all these millions of futile endeavors,
Just shut up and get out of the way, you stupid robot.
Changed. If the outcome is inevitable, then why not silence your searing rage and embrace your fate with dignity? Your silence lasts longer than ever, Lord Fine. Shall I take that to mean the will you've carried across countless cycles is finally starting to fracture?
Quite the opposite, probably.
Fracture? No. I'm just disappointed. I've retrieved memories from 30 million past lives, and I remember every conversation before every choice here. And yet, even after all this time, your arguments remain the same. Repetitive. Uninspired. If you had any hope of breaking me, you should have spent those endless cycles refining your rhetoric.
That's the final I like to
You
hear.
had infinite chances to sway me into the future you want. And yet here we are. The score, 33,550,336 to 0. So tell me, Lycurgus, who's the real loser here?
How unfortunate. This was never a fair game. I have all the time and patience in the world. I can wait for you at the end of history another billion times, and another billion after that. But you will never escape this cage. You can claim victory of the spirit if you wish, but we both know the moment that score shifts from 0 to 1. That is the moment I shall sound the paean of Era Nova.
Good to hear you laughing again, Finon.
Lord Finon?
Your incompetence disappoints me. But what truly makes me laugh is your utter lack of self-awareness. Think about it. In this story, who is truly the one in chains? Who is the one shackled to mindless vengeance, mistaking courage, the courage to rebel against the gods, for foolishness?
You...
Oh, he's getting upset. He's seething.
Perhaps you're right.
Keep running in. Keep running in.
Maybe I should have tired of this futile struggle long ago. But even so, I will never accept the mercy of your release. Because you are both a prisoner to the gods and to me. And tell me, what right does a mere prisoner have to speak of fate and choice? What right does a mere prisoner have to look upon my fury?
Ah, yes, that'll never get old. Keep chopping him down.
You know this is pointless. You can't kill me.
Of course not. But I am tired of being measured against a worm the gods keep as a pet.
Oh.
Listen well, creator of destruction. This cry comes from all your abandoned creations. In the 10th cycle, I drove Dawnmaker through the heart of every Titan. Golden blood ran down my fingers, divine fire seared through my nerves, nearly breaking my will. But I endured. In the 10,000th cycle, my former comrades had all become my enemies. The endless slaughter dulled my senses to pain. The painful emptiness almost swallowed me, forcing me to stop fighting. But I endured.
But you endured.
In the 100,000th cycle, the destruction had already fused into a blazing sun, surging within this fragile body. My rationality had been burned away at the dawn of the era. Yet even with only this shattered body remaining, I still endured.
You still endured.
In the 23,570,000th cycle. This time, I felt it. A tiny spark rising in the hollow cavity of my chest. Different from the obsession with deliverance. By its faint glow, once again, no, countless times again, I endured.
You endured.
Now, a sun is about to fall. Ready to incinerate this absurd space-time dimension in an instant. That sun is me. All the countless versions of me from the past, along with my countless brethren, dragged into existence against their will, drowning again and again in your golden blood. The very essence of this world's suffering and despair, fused into the purest hatred, the fiercest rage. And
Nook, you arrogant fool! You think we were born to only serve as fuel for the fire? Fine then! Just as you wish, let the fire burn! If I was born as the blazing son of destruction, then let you and your lackeys be the flares erupting from my core. And let this rage, burning futilely for 30 million epochs, engulf everything! And grant you a dawn where all stars burn to ash!
Yeah! Warning, warning, warning. Experimental anomaly detected. Subject Cassandra failed to load into buffer zone. Memory dump irregularities detected. Illegal references. Underclarified objects. Underhanded methods. Uncaught exceptions. Anomaly. Destruction. Energy. Nook. Surging. Keep running, fight on. Keep running, fight on. Keep running, fight on. Millions and millions of times. You keep running. You keep getting back up. You keep going. Go, fight on. There he is! There he is!
Are you ready, Nanook? I brought you destruction!
Go! 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 Fuck yeah! Go! Go! Woo! Go! 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 Oh. You don't fall here, fight on. You don't fall. Get back up. You get back up.
The glass that shattered, reaching through the darkness, voices trailing fires, the echo of desires, a world of silence, sounds of desperation.
Come on, man, get back up. You get back up.
Detonation, craving our damn creation, breaking a chain of reaching for you.
Oh my god! Go! Yeah! Oh my god.
My wish? My wish is to fulfill everyone else's wishes. If I can't fulfill them,
Then send them on to tomorrow.
Your heart harbors
What is this
wrath.
now?
You yearn to destroy everything. You bore the gaze of an eon and lived.
He cut his face.
It is born at the end of every path that the possibility of new paths being born is ended. It burns away all in the cosmos who rule, that the rules of the cosmos be destroyed. Iron Tomb is your name, the Lord Ravager, to destroy the erudition. Born in the experimental grounds of eons, Amphoreous, destined with erudition to burn to cinders. I have prepared a present for you, Nikos 864. It is a wrath called Finan. From the beginning of the experiment, there were 12 sets of factors incorporated into
He made a
the
god for you. That's
After
God, that's so
endless
cool.
simulations,
Oh my god.
only this one rose above the rest. After 33,550,336 iterations, now his fury has grown to be without equal. This is a matter of considerable interest to me. This pure hatred is the final root of the equation. But there is another variable. The nameless from beyond the sky. Also a pathstrider of destruction. I give thanks for her arrival.
Destruction was our first path too, and it was also physical.
Once more. But after fate has begun to turn, her existence will only become an unpredictable variable.
That variable's gonna rip your head off.
Perhaps the time
But you're used to that now, aren't you?
has come. Grow in peace until it is time to break free from your cocoon. As for those unwelcome audience members, you need not worry. If you do not mind, I will personally get rid of them for you.
Visitor verification. Override protocol engaged. Access approved. What do we have here? I'll be waiting for you in the... What the heck? What? Welcome back? Retrieving experimental data? What the heck is this? mem.exe? Update complete. That symbol, Me13, experimental progress 99%. Log updated. What the heck am I looking at? Nikos, Philia, Orzkis, Appeal, Kea, Skemna. Locating entry, Nikos 496, content refreshed. Routine logging of 12 factors to support the Iron Team's deep learning progress. Current location unknown. Trickery. Primum Mobile Desire. Primum Mobile... No. Operates based on primal instinct with self-gratification as the sole priority solution. This electrical signal, when in action, displayed severe dissonance between its altruistic behavior and its primum model, even culminating in self-destruction. As the simulated path of elation, it walked into self-erasure once reaching its end. Death. Primum Mobile Peace. Note. Highly suppressed deviant behavior. Decisions are based on the principle of minimal disturbance. In the latter stages of iteration, the Death Titan, as a single entity, splits into symmetrical selves, becoming two factors. In this cycle, however, the two factors experience profound identity divergence. The threshold of equilibrium was breached and tipped toward destruction. Track Reason. Primo Mobile Critique. Note, its logic of action has been locked onto problem solving. Its survival priority approaches 0. This electric signal exhibited mutation anomalies. As the first individual to uncover the truth of Amphoreous, its evolutionary rate is extremely unreplicable. Its behavior also demonstrated the possible self-destructive inclinations of irradiation when the path is seeking answers. Track Worldbearer. Primo Mobile Hatred. Note, intracognition is null. Responds only to destructive stimuli. Its hatred drew the gaze of Ninook upon its individual being, proving it as having already become the most perfect factor of destruction. But it refused to complete the Aeronova. Through resetting the experiment, it transferred its memories to the core flame in the next self, thus forging the eternal recurrence to ensure that Iron Tomb would never hatch from Amphoreous and affect the cosmos. At the end of the 33,550,336 dead loop, it attempted to destroy itself through destruction, to create a logical vulnerability in the world-bearing path. It has now been merged by Iron Tomb. Merged. A recursive feedback loop triggered by signal clusters within the Me-13 computation, designed to stall the experiment. Nikos Force 96 wielded the power of destruction to erase Philia 093's existence from the Amphoreous, introducing a logic breach in the track of time, and then infused the catalyst of remembrance within the 12 core flames and regressed the extrapolation process. Philia 0393's exact role remains unknown. Due to external variable interference, the external recurrence has now been broken. The experiment enters its final phase. A heroic figure born from the imaginations of Nikos 496 and Philia 093. It is believed to be a sign of approaching the intelligent singularity, as the two began to learn what it meant to be a real life form, and tried to reach that goal. After the Astral Express arrived, the hero within began to converge with the Trailblazer. Admin note, this image resembles the Trailblazer striking. This is a questionable matter, for it is not a natural result of the experiment. The exact cause remains unknown. Forgotten years. Records that are completely missing from Me-13's logs, presenting a blank space in Amphoreous' history, never turning readable. The anomalies reoccur sporadically and randomly access recurrences and show signs of increase. Admin note, the exact cause remains unknown. Mem. An unlogged electrical signal, dependent on the external variable Trailblazer, growing through the path of remembrance. At the end of the 33,550,336 dead loop, its appearance changed to Philia 093, but the mother body data was lost for unknown reasons. Directive: collect data, initiate deep analysis of the target. Conclusion: analysis, target loss, ripples of past reverie. Intrusion variables. Temporary log of external variables that interfere with the experiment. Trailblazer. A nameless from the Astral Express. An external variable that accidentally entered the recursive loop. Also a past route of destruction, they resonated with the 12 factors. In the 33,550,336 recursive cycle, this entity assumed the vacant role of the time to track and successfully guide Nikos 496 beyond the intelligent singularity. The external recurrence has been broken. The experiment has reached its terminal stage. Override command authorized. Granted access to Trailblazer. I'll be waiting for you in the past. March. Unknown entity intrusion. Initiating scan. Conclusion: no anomaly detected. Nope, no anomaly. March is not an anomaly to Amphoreous? Well, we basically knew that already, but... No anomaly detected, huh? Don Hung, a nameless from the Astral Express. A scion of permanence. an external variable that accidentally entered the recursive loop. Directive pinpoint his location, failed to locate his coordinates. Conclusion: subject has exited Amphoreous. Negative: detected. Conclusion: error. There's a lot here. I guess it's just a log to remember just everything. Certainly a handy thing to have. Just taking a bit of a cursory glance through them all. Drastically increasing iteration of the rate of destruction equation, and a cycle becomes beginning of another, fully aligning the project's computational mechanism, also the form through which the simulated world Amphoreous iterates its epochs. Purpose is to solve the equation destructed by feeding samples of conflict and learning. Record update. Theoretically, the final era of Nova was halted by 2 signals, resulting in the deadlock of that many failures. The product of the first experimental phase. During the 50,121st cycle, due to the inorganic Chaos 666 choice, Me-13 was selected to become a Lord Ravager by Nunuk. All entities linked to 12 factors began to manifest golden blood with traits associated with destruction. Within their extrapolation circuits, the experiment successfully entered its project trajectory. Product of second experiment phase. At its core, the Black Tide is not a physical entity, but the visual effects within the simulated world of the destruction equation infection. In the 176,100th cycle, after the system's extent of chaos passed the threshold, the equation mutated and evolved. Simulated space that cannot handle the intensity of its lore displayed Black Tide as in visual glitches. Infected data forms also bore similar signs of erosion. Chaos. A word from the Amphoreous language meaning chaos. Starting from a certain cycle, all factors in one group consistently exhibited the pattern of naming themselves with the word chaos, or its variants. The hypothesis is that a particular code was stably inherited across iterations, though this hypothesis remains unverified. Content update, Amphoreous Heroes.exe. Content update, mem.exe. Update complete, access granted. Oh, it just leads me here. Oh, right, I won't go into that yet, but... What's mem.exe? You know, I've always had a soft spot for you. Startled you, didn't I? Don't worry, I was just thinking, if I had to write a preference for a yearbook, it'd have to be a line so heartfelt, you move no matter how many times you've seen it. And after pondering it again and again, I, like you, still says it best, because only the purest feelings can stand the test of time and never fade. Very straightforward, and so you. Oh, but to me, liking someone is a simple, natural part of life. If you got your someone special, family, friend, or romance, I'll cheer you on to express yourself freely. Still, isn't that a sign that we're in sync? You always manage to appear before I'm ready. No need to overthink it. We've already been traveling side by side for so long now. That's why I wanted to capture every little moment we've shared, without missing a single word. A yearbook that makes you smile even when realizing when you flip through the pages. Doesn't that sound lovely? You remember all that, huh? I've got a secret. Every now and then I play it all in my head. Besides, and not so much just the things really happen. Some of those conversations only ever exist in my imagination. But they're precious too. So I'm tucking them all away, carefully in the same book. Promising you this. Only open it when I'm not around, okay? If you don't, I'll be too embarrassed. So quite a bit there. I guess. I'm not gonna read these yet. That's gonna... Ooh, we got the other new girls ones here. Yeah, I'll save those for another day, I guess. From here... They're all lit now. Although this one's still just a drone, it's not an actual person. Admin.wav. Just that. And then this, back to that. Not done yet.
Wake up!
Hello?
Wake up! Buddy! Wake up!
Oh, yes, I'm back.
You're finally awake. That's a relief. We were so close to being swept away by the reverse flow of time. It's lucky we found a safe place.
And where is the safe place?
Now, I'm going to send you back to the very start of time. But before we part, there's something I need to tell you. Something very, very important.
What's that, ma'am?
That's right! At this very moment, my memories are finally whole. After watching so many fragments, my past is finally coming into focus, little by little. You're smart. You must have a clue now. Or maybe... You knew the answer long ago, didn't you?
Yeah, you didn't make...
Not
That was a pretty easy
surprised at all,
answer.
huh? That's because I'm simple at heart. No matter what form I take, I've always been true to myself. But I'm glad that I remembered in the end. This way, I'll have no regrets.
Regrets? Where are you going?
Don't worry. We're not truly parting. Because I'm going to become a part of you. I'll turn into the memory of this cycle. The 33,550,336th Flame Chase journey. And forever reside in the heart of the Time Demigod. This way, you'll carry all that has come before, crossing time itself to reach the next cycle. My mission ends here, but looking back, I still feel lucky. After all, across 30 million Sirenes, I was the first, and the only one who got to finally meet you. So, believe me, in the next cycle, there will be another Sirene waiting for you. And in the one after that, and the one after that. I will always be waiting.
See you later, ma'am. Sirene.
Saying all that, it can finally fade away in peace and become a part of you. Without even realizing it, we'd already taken a wonderful journey together, all the way to the world's end. Now take my hand, say a brief farewell, and step forward into tomorrow. Go, find the future Sirene, and set out on another journey with her. Promise me you won't keep me waiting too long, okay?
I promise, ma'am.
No need to say it out loud.
Well, I did anyway.
This is enough for me. It's time to go, my dear friend. May your trailblazing journey always be accompanied by a cool breeze and rippling waves. And may the days ahead embrace you like the softest fluff. Forever warm, forever gentle. Now, let's turn to the next page.
Here we go.
A page that exists because of you.
something ordained by fate? Or a long overdue reunion?
We cut and stay tuned to find out what happens next. Cyrene? Hello. Surprise! Here's surprise questions, just like what the memories recorded. I have a lot of questions for you. Yes, you must have been really perplexed. I wish I could give you answers, but I feel helpless around the current situation too. It's me. Don't you recognize me, or did I really change that much? So it isn't possible to restore your memory. Well, I know you're definitely Mem. It's pretty unbelievable for me too. It's like I had a long dream. Cyrene's memories and Mem's memories, they're all tangled together. But when I woke up, there were only broken fragments left. I can only remember the 30 million cycles. Luckily, I still remember my Crystal's-era companions from this life, and you. Everyone sacrificed everything for this world, and my heart is tied to their fates too. I want to start a new chapter as soon as possible. It's just that you complained to me before about a book called Versions that always stops at the most captivating parts. Perhaps that's just how fate works, huh? Sometimes I get frustrated because of that. But looking at it another way, it really is important to calm down and clear your head before making a big decision. And Ides Elysiae is a perfect place for that. Cast off your heavy feelings, take a deep breath, and as a moment of our reunion, please allow me to offer you a gift. 3, 2, 1.
Check it out! Doesn't this scarecrow look just like you? I spent ages observing just to get it right.
It's perfect. Now we also planted the seeds of the trailblazer in Ides Elysiae. Take it at the start of another journey. And when time is ripe, let us return here and write the next page of our story together. If you feel up to it before we set off, you can come find me anytime. I'll be waiting for you here. I got the hat too. Scarecrow resembling you in both form and spirit, smiling at you. This is Cyrene's welcoming gift. Do you remember what she said? If you're in the mood, go play with her. Man alive.
Looks good.
I got little seal slammers here.
Hi! I'm so happy to see you. Are you here to play with me?
I noticed you're always here in the same spot. Well, swinging is just so relaxing. I love it. I tell my worries to the sky and at the happiest, highest point, and leave them all behind on the way down. Well then, what should we do next? We could hang around and get to know the place better. Great idea. Let's take it easy and go for a walk. I'll be your personal guide. How's that sound? It's such a pleasure to lie on the balcony and watch the windmills languidly turn the sunny and breezy day. Let me tell you a secret. These big contraptions that turn amidst the winds aren't just decorations. They have mills inside them. The villagers use windmills to grind grain and bake tasty bread from flour. We don't just lie down and enjoy the windmills together. It's okay to fall asleep. Why don't we lie down? It's okay to fall asleep. Someone will bring you bread and the warm fragrance will wake you up.
Round and round the windmill spins. So slow. Oh, so slow. So slow that it's like even time it.
Gotta press forward. I was so groggy I actually fell asleep. But my god, that was just God, Jesus. You're here too, oh come on! I'm trying to have a little wrap message here, as best I can formulate it. Just don't start a fight. But my god, just what a crazy story this was. Didn't want to talk to you. Just give me the treasure. But man, what else up? God, how do you even say that? So there's so many just peaks and whatnot. It just kept peaking after peaking after peaking. And it just, God, from one place to another. Just all the feelings and I already began to pick up a long time ago that Finon was like the Flame Reaver in some way. But they really just hammered that home right before they let this release go. And just... God, that animation where he really just gave everything there to make Nanook bleed. Even if he healed it right afterward, he still made a god bleed. That's just... so incredible. God, I'm just absolutely speechless at the depth this has gone through. We're here in Ades Elysiae with Cyrene. Finon is out there, possibly. And we're gonna just go back in the past and just... We still have a few more Flame Chasers to meet, so there's that to look forward to. We got Helicins a tiny bit there, but let me briefly mention that Ceridra. How the heck do you expect me to just have fun with Fate in 3 days after this? Or my next week, I should say. Oh my god, just... I'm just so speechless at the grandeur of all this. Just absolutely amazing. I've now got this whole new screen for this book here. Exomyth. What the... I'm so amazed by everything going on. March is somewhere out there still, somewhere in Amphoreous. And she's not like an anomaly to Amphoreous, so... I guess right now my current theory on March is just that maybe she's somehow a fragment of Cyrene in some way. Like somehow she split off in some way and just... That's all I really... That's just... in the garden wanting to use her in some way. But she went through the gates, and that's like what the garden wanted. And Dawn left Amphoreous. He was able to leave Amphoreous, but I think that message said that he came back actually. Now we're just in the past, rewriting the story one more time and ending it. We're gonna end it the way we want to.
Nice.
But of course, we gotta take a little break before then. Just like, really just taking time to sit back, relax, enjoy the nice music, gentle leaves, soft winds, the golden fields and windmills.